Number 26. Using the Bohr model, determine the energy in joules of the photon produced when an electron in an He plus ion moves from the orbit with n equals 5 to the orbit with n equals 2. All right, so first let's draw a nice little picture here. So we have my nucleus, right? And actually, let me bring this down because we have n equals 5. So that means that the electron is located in the fifth shell away from the nucleus. So kind of like the fifth planet away from the sun. So let me just pull this down over here. All right, so if we keep going with this, I'll change my color. So the electron started in the fifth shell, so that means that it's the fifth circle away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank goodness for autocorrect, kind of like this. And we have an electron in n equals 5. So I'll just put a dot here. And it jumped from n equals 5 all the way to n equals 2, which is this one, n equals 2. Let me make this a different color. N equals 2. So the electron went this way, and now it's over here. So we just have to find out how much energy it took to go from n equals 5 to n equals 2. So I see that I have two different n values, and I'm seeing that I'm jumping shells. So you might come up with this equation that we've been using throughout this whole chapter, right? Delta E, the change in energy from one shell to another, equals K. 1 over n squared 1 minus 1 over n squared 2. Initial, which is the first one, minus the final n. But I wish it was that simple. Put this in big stars. This formula can only be used for hydrogen only, because hydrogen has a Z number, a nuclear charge of 1. So this formula right here is only for hydrogen, but they gave us helium. So we cannot use this formula. We have to figure out a different way. So I'm going to erase this, and we have to figure out a different way to get to the energy. But if we want to determine the energy produced, right, it looks like it's just a change in energy. So that didn't change, right? And it's the energy final minus the energy initial, right? A change is always final minus initial. So the final shell was 2, and the initial shell was 5. So maybe if we can have different formulas for n equals 2 and n equals 5, then we can put the two together. So let's see, if I have n equals 2, they tell me that I have He, so that's helium. So the formula that you're probably now thinking is this one. En equals negative k z squared over n squared, and you are absolutely right. Because k is a constant number, right? K is the 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18 joules. Z is the nuclear charge, and the nuclear charge is the charge of the nucleus. So for helium, it is 2, because that's the atomic number. Atomic number for helium is always 2, so that means that there's 2 protons, 2p. So that would be a plus 2. And then depending on whether we're talking about n equals 2 or n equals 5, the n number will change. So let's first figure it out for n equals 2. So if I just do En equals negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th times the z number, which was 2, squared all over n squared. In this case, we're doing n equals 2, so it would be 2 squared. So En equals negative 2. Well, it looks like actually these would cancel out, right? 2 squared on the top divided by 2 squared on the bottom, it's exactly the same. So this number would be exactly the same, negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th joules. So that's the answer to the first energy. Now we have to find out the initial one. The only thing that's going to change is instead of 2 on the bottom, we put n equals 5. So I'll put it over here. energy equals of the fifth shell equals negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th times, we're still talking about helium, so it's still 2 squared, over n squared now would be 5 squared. So this would be equal to 25, and the 2 squared would equal 4. So if I just plug all that in, we would get our answer to the fifth shell. So it would be negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th times 4, because 2 squared is 4, divided by 25, because 5 squared is 25. And I get negative 3.48. Yep, that's 3 sig figs, so we're good. Times 10 to the negative 19th joules. So now we have our two energy values. We have the energy that was with the second shell and the energy with the fifth shell. So now I just have to do this formula to solve for the change in energy. So delta E equals final, which was second, so that was the negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th joules, minus the negative 3.48 times 10 to the negative 19th joules. And delta E equals negative 2.179 times 10 to the negative 18th minus a negative 3.48 times 10 to the negative 19th. You get a negative 1.831 times 10 to the negative 18th, and that's in joules. Now, hold up. Box this answer off. This is the answer, right? But we just have to be careful with the wording. Remember, the calculator doesn't understand what the context is. They'll just give you a negative or a positive. This negative represents that energy was released or lost during this process. And that always happens. When you go closer and closer and closer to the nucleus, energy will be released. If you go farther and farther and farther apart from the nucleus, energy will be absorbed. So if you go closer, you will always get a negative number. You should. And if you go farther away, it will always be a positive number. But the actual quantity of the energy will be a quote-unquote positive number, because you can never produce a negative amount of energy. Just like you could never, produce a negative quantity for money, right? When you withdraw money, you don't withdraw a negative amount, right? You just got rid of the actual positive amount, $100 or $200 or $300 or whatever. So here, they're asking determine the energy in joules of the photon produced. When you see this keyword, when they're just asking for how much was produced, all they care about is just the quantity. So this would actually just say 1.831 times 10 to the negative 18th joules. They don't care about whether energy was released or positive. That's what would be the positive and the negative. They just care about how much energy was produced. 1.831 times 10 to the negative 18th joules were produced. That's it. We don't care about the negative because they didn't ask whether it was released or absorbed or anything. They just wanted to know how much was produced. Okie dokie. Hopefully this helped. Let me know what you think. If this helped you at all, click the like button just so that I know that I'm doing my job properly. And if you want, you could subscribe. That would be cool. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for the support. This has been awesome. And we're just going to keep rolling with these questions for you guys. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next question. Bye-bye.